everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day, good night. I'm before you actually install Upscaler, you need to make sure that you have the correct settings, or Upscaler is not going to work properly. So make sure to do this first. You have to go into your game first. Any server, it works. You just need to get to your graphics settings. Once you get to your graphics settings, I can show you what settings to enable and disable, of course. So once you get here, you can just go to your settings and go to graphics settings. Once you get here, you need to turn off your FXAA and your MSAA. These need to be turned off. There's no like optional. If you're using Upscaler, you need to completely disable them, or it will not let you use Upscaler at all. Like you can't open FiveM with Upscaler. If you come down here, everything else can be on. Everything else is fine. The reflection MSA is fine to be 8 times. Once you just gotta turn off the FXAA and MSA. Once you do that, you can go over to your advanced graphics tab, which then you need to make sure that you're on the screen type full screen. You can't be on the exclusive, or it will not let you launch FiveM with Upscaler again. Also, once you install the Upscaler and you are getting a lot of ghosting, the best way to get rid of that is turning on VSync. It must be turned on within the graphic settings in here, which is right here. And it also must be turned on in the NVIDIA control panel or the AMD control panel, depending on what graphics card you have. If you're on the NVIDIA control panel, you just go into there and go to the program settings and then set your FiveM like sub process to have VSync on, like by default. Once you do that, you are all good, and you just gotta make sure you have FXAA off and all the MSAs and everything MAAs, and then also have the full screen on instead of the exclusive for your upscale to work. So I'm gonna head over to do the tutorial now. Hope you guys have a great day tonight. Peace out, guys. Hello everyone, it's Eli here. Doing another tutorial video on how to install PureDark's DLSS, or also known as Upscaler. This is very simple actually. I'm just gonna do it really quick, to be honest. It takes like a few minutes. So as you know, you need the PureDark on Patreon. You need the $5 tier, which is the supporter tier. That's all you need to download the test builds. Once you do this, you might need to link your Discord to Patreon, which you can do by going into settings, and then there's a connected apps thing for Discord. Once you do that and you have it installed, you can come to your desktop. Make sure to have your FiveM application data up. If you need an easy way to do it, the easiest way to do it is either going into your local disk and then going to your user, or you can just press Windows R, and then you can do app data, and then go to local, and then you can just look for FiveM. Once you get to FiveM, you can just go here and just application data. That's like the easiest way. But once you have the application data open and you have either QuantV installed or NVE installed, it works for both. You can install this for both NVE and Quant. It's very simple, but once you have the Upscaler installed, it also depends on what graphics card you have, so be aware. If you have an RTX 40 series and above, download the DLSS build. If you have a 40 series if you have a 30 series and below, it's good to download the AMD one, which should be FSR, the FSR build. Also, all the downloads for Upscaler is all in his Discord, so that's why you have to link your Discord to Patreon. But once you get the download, you just come in here Make sure to extract it for just to be safe. So once you open the Upscaler build, you will see 3 files, and one will be a folder, and then the 2 will be the main files. Do not, you don't have to adjust anything. You can just do it like this. Once you install this, you can literally just first go to your plugins folder. Yours might look a little different. I have a lot of stuff in mine. But once you install the QuantV, Reshade, and everything else, you come into the plugins folder, delete the current dxgi.dll. You can just go ahead and delete it. And then go back to your upscaler, come to the dxgi.asi. We don't want it to be called ASI though, so what we're going to do is you're going to rename it to .dll, and then it's going to ask if you want to change this. Hit yes. If you don't see the extensions, you can press the little 3 dots up here, and then it should be under, oh no, my bad. If you're on Windows 11, you can hit view, and then hit show, and then hit the file name extensions right here. So then you can see how like it shows the extensions. So then you can rename it easily. So then you can just rename it like this. Make sure it's set to dxgi.dll before throwing it in there. Once you do that, you just throw it in here. All 3 of these folders, the folder and the 2 files, go into your plugins. You can delete this if you want. Refresh, and then you can launch your FiveM, and you should be good. Beware that when you do launch your FiveM for the first time with Upscaler, it will take a longer time to load sometimes, depending. Like you'll be sitting on this for quite a bit because it's loading the Upscaler. But once you do, you should be good. So I'll get back to you guys when this is done. All right, we are back now. We are in FiveM. As you can see, you can press your home key to get up the stuff for this. And you should see when you do launch your Reshade, when you open your Reshade, you should see this GTA 5 Upscaler. You can just throw it onto your Reshade, just throw it over whenever you want. Once you're calling everything in, so once you do this, you enable it, of course. And then depending on what your native resolution is, it depends on how much target resolution scale you want. So I'm on 2K, which is 2560 by 1440. So I would just do 1.5, and then it would upscale it to me to 4K. Now, if you're on 1080p, which is 1920 by 1080p, you actually do it at 2 times target resolution scale. And then depending on what upscaling type you want, which is depending on what your GPU is. If you're on the FSR build, you should have 3 options. I think there's DLSX, I think there's like XESS, and then FSR. If you have an AMD, you put it on FXR. And then if you have a NVIDIA, you would put it on DLSS. For the DLSS preset, the one that I found out is the best for myself and currently is the preset C. It has less ghosting than the rest of them that I've experimented with. If you click the advanced settings, you can just keep these all default. You don't have to change any of these. You should be fine. And now if you do have a 40 series and above, it's good to go into your Windows settings and turn on the this. It should be like the advanced GPU scheduling thing, so you can actually use the frame generation, like the frame generation. This is if you have a 40 series and above. But if you do, you can just enable it. And then what I usually do is I put the FPS cap to 100 for frame generation. Once you do that, you don't have to turn on the enable HUD fix. You don't have to worry about that. You can just leave that alone. And then you'll see if you're using frame generation, in game, you'll see like the host FPS and everything, but you don't have to worry about that. So once you enable this, you're pretty much done. You can close it. You can close your Reshade. And then you can go into your server, and then you'll have upscaling.